Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to EA Sports WRC. Finally, we've had a proper deep dive into the gameplay with the deep dive trailer, giving us a bunch of information on things such as the handling, a bunch of stuff on the cars, the groups, and things such as the stages, kilometers, lengths, and seasons as well. Now, this was actually quite an interesting trailer and answered all of those questions that we basically had during the reveal trailer, and does finally give us a bunch more details and stuff that we really truly want to learn about this game. Now, it does seem that EA and Codemasters are sort of doubling down on showing off this game. I believe they also go on to mention that next week there will be more details revealed on what is to come with WRC and Codemasters now at the helm. So let's talk about probably the biggest talking point of this deep dive, the stages themselves. Now, I know this is a worry a lot of people have, especially people that have played the KT versions of the WRC franchise. Obviously, a lot of people are under the expectations that KT Racing was very good at their stage designs, and whilst I typically agree, it's looking like finally Codemasters have got some very good stage designs on the way. Now, there's around about 600 kilometers of routes, and some of these stages are up to 30 kilometers in length, meaning it can take upwards of 20 minutes plus in one of the Rally 1 vehicles to actually go ahead and complete these. These stages seem massive, expansive, and essentially building upon what KT already achieved with their pretty stellar stage design. So it's looking like they're going even better this time around, and it's looking like the kind of, I guess, question we all had is, are the stage designs going to be terrible, a bit like Dirt Rally 2.0? Although I do think people kind of play on it a little bit, they really weren't that bad. It does seem that Codemasters have got it right this time around in terms of their stage design and actual length. These are some very big stages that we're going to be seeing within this WRC game, and I massively cannot wait to see them actually in the flesh. Now, we also have another mention of seasons. This means that all of the different stages can be played in different seasons, meaning if you do it in the middle of summer, it's going to be fairly a quick stage, much faster than if you did it in, say, the snow. And this is thanks to the new handling system, which they've very much spoken about with the dynamic handling. It does seem like it's going to be an improvement. Obviously, this time they've got rid of the Ego engine in place of the Unreal engine, and it's expected to be much more lifelike and overall a very solid handling engine with many different ways to customize your likes of your assist and the overall feel. The big claim is that, well, each car is going to be separate. You're going to be able to tell each car apart. Rear wheel drive, four wheel drive, the classics to the modern, they're all going to feel different and very much unique in their own way, which for me is fantastic. Now, it does seem like they've touched on the asphalt and obviously the overall feel on terms of the tarmac rallies. This was a massive criticism of Codemasters rally games in the past, that the tarmac rallying was just absolutely terrible, and it does seem that this is going to be sort of adjusted and built upon with this new handling model. So overall, the main criticisms of the Dirt Rally games, and obviously now Codemasters being at the helm of WRC, are basically answered, and it does seem that, well, unless you're going to be absolutely petty, there's a lot of hope for this game, that Codemasters have actually taken the feedback from their previous titles and massively built upon them. Now, obviously, one big change in recent times to the WRC is the kind of introduction of the Rally 1 hybrid cars. Obviously, these run on a hybrid system. Now, if you ever played WRC Generations, I can't say I was really that impressed with it. It was a little bit kind of tacked on and just added in there for the sake of it. Whilst, yes, you could use the hybrid system, it didn't feel as good as I felt it could have done. And it does seem like Codemasters have definitely gone for a more authentic feel and look in terms of actually using these hybrid systems. So overall, not too shabby. It does seem like these are going to be improved upon from what we saw in WRC Generations, which is really the only time we've actually seen them in an official WRC game. So that is definitely all under control, and well, overall it doesn't seem too bad so far. Next up, car sounds. Now, these are again a massive strong point for the Dirt Rally games, especially in comparison to the WRC rally games of Kiloton. Now, the sound design in those games were pretty much poor and was definitely one of the downsides of those games over the Dirt Rally games. And whilst Dirt Rally wasn't perfect and every car just felt like it was doing, 1,000 AK-47 gunshots, they were definitely more loud and aggressive, but they do seem to be getting real recordings of the proper rally cars to put them in the game. So on the sound design front, it's seeming like this is going to be an absolute belter. I definitely would recommend a decent set of headphones for playing this one, or a decent sound system. It's definitely going to be one of those games that you just want to turn up and listen to those brutal engine notes throughout all of this 60 years of cars that are featured within this game. So what are my final thoughts on this first deep dive trailer that we saw? Well, in terms of the gameplay, I think it actually looks rather solid. I really don't have any complaints. I think if we're going to be a little bit picky, the graphics again seem a little bit kind of not too perfect, but it is still a good looking game. The rally cars look good, the models look pretty solid, the stages actually look fantastic this time around and do look like they've been authentically created. To be honest, most of this deep dive trailer really seemed like it was just kind of picking apart the main criticisms of their previous rally titles, mainly Dirt Rally 2.0 with its stage design, its on-road and tarmac rally handling, as well as some of the criticisms that are more petty, like the sound design being a little bit too in your face. At least now we know they've kind of done anything they can to sort of counter these criticisms going forward into WRC. So overall, this does seem like a very, very solid opportunity for the WRC games to get the much needed revival that, in all honesty, this series definitely needed. Obviously, I absolutely love Kiloton games. I got early access to WRC Generations and I've really enjoyed my time with their games over the years, but in all honesty, WRC Generations did feel like a bit of a copy-paste job with the Rally 1 cars just kind of put in there for the sake of giving it a new overall title and at least a bit of new content. At least this time around we've had a game that seems to be started life as Dirt Rally 3.0 and has kind of transformed itself into this official WRC games. The car list, well, it seems absolutely stacked with many different eras, and obviously I will link you to that video at the end because I did cover all 78 of the confirmed cars within this game. We have a career mode that's overall looking very, very solid, and I'm excited to see more of the builder mode, which will be showcased next week. The stages look absolutely fantastic and really kind of take away the criticisms I actually had for Dirt Rally 2.0, is that their stage design was massively weak in comparison to really where the WRC games actually went. The stages seem a lot more expansive, the handling model seems overall solid, and again, if they can get rid of that terrible tarmac rally handling, then well, we're definitely in for a treat. This was a much needed deep dive. It shows off the gameplay much better than any reveal trailer did, and we've had our first solid look at it, and to be honest, I'm more excited than I've ever been for a rally game in a long, long time. I actually can't wait to see where Codemasters actually take this game. So next week is the deep dive, looking mainly into the game modes, the likes of the builder and all the game modes on offer, and I genuinely cannot wait to see more. So I'll cover that next week once it's released. My overall opinion then, if I had to sum it up, solid. Really is looking like a very, very good game, and it's answered my criticisms like I said. Can't wait for this one. Don't forget to join me next week when we take a look into the deep dive around the builder mode and all of the game modes that EA Sports WRC has to offer. I'll see you in the next one. Take care guys. Peace.